Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. Finally, your boy is feeling good again. We're not sick anymore and we out here in the garage. Today, we got the frame back. By the way, if you guys haven't, remember to check out Forcefield Films, man. Very nice, very nice. Today, the frame came back. Now, that's really awesome. It's actually a week ago since it came here, but I've been sick for a week and stuff, so we kind of like, you know, updating now. This video gonna be a little bit of a build update, and then I'm also gonna tie in to the radiator core support I have over here. I'm gonna take the radiator off, inspect the radiator to see if it's leaking anywhere or stuff, because it's an old radiator, 49 years old to be exact actually, because it's the original one from the car. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna change it just to be sure. So as you maybe can see, there's like been some kind of damage here to the radiator. Guess somebody tried to repair it with something. I don't know what that is, like JB Weld or something, no idea, but I mean, it got a few dents and copper is starting to corrode or something, like water has been running down there or something. Also over here on the other side actually, all the way in here. Now the only place which I actually repaired myself was right here. There was a little tiny like hole or whatever, because the battery been hitting up against here, because the battery didn't have a battery tray. So that's why I bought a battery tray. So guys, I got the radiator off and also the fan shroud. First of all, the fan shroud is kind of fucked. It's kind of bent and stuff, and like for the bolts in the bottom or whatever, the thing is cracked. So we're probably gonna need a new one of those, I think. Or maybe we're just gonna zip tie this first, like, you know, budget. We gotta get some priorities, you know. Something fun I found in the radiator. I don't know if this is normal and like the factory normal radiators or whatever, but there's like a number and then it says made in the USA. I don't know, just a fun little detail. Never seen this. Now the radiator, I took it up and like, you know, tilted different ways and sides and stuff, and there are a few places it's leaking, I'm not gonna lie. Like out here, let's see if I can find it. I think it was up here or something. Like out here at the end. A little bit of water started to like run down the side here. Over here, you can also see a little bit came out. I can't really locate where this is coming from, but it's like down here in the corner, it kind of runs out, and then yeah, I don't know, somewhere down here. But yeah, let me know if anybody are looking for a really damn cheap radiator from a 1970 Firebird. I mean, it still works. You can still use this if you're like in a hurry to just get your car out and run for the season and don't want to spend like 200 bucks on a radiator or something. This works. Now feel free to drop a lot of comments down below. Drop a lot of comments down below. Chat a little bit with you guys about the Pontiac 350. It's really hard to find info on the Pontiac 350. I don't know why. I would assume that's the engine they sold most of, because, you know, in normal street cars and just in general in normal, I would assume, but I don't know. But everything that's on the internet is either about the 400 block or a little bit about the 455. I literally can't find squat about the 350, like there's nothing on the 350, so it's pretty hard. Luckily, the 400, the 455 and the 350 are pretty similar in so many ways that it could literally be the same engine if you ask me. You know what I mean? Just like in the big picture, whatever. So if I search, I don't know, performance heads for a 400 block or a 455 block, you know, it's the same thing nearly. I mean, there's a little bit difference to the 455, but the 400 is literally like the same thing, you know. So when I search for parts and stuff like that, it's not really hard, but finding info on people who, let's say, build a high rev engine or whatever, it's kind of hard to get like, you know, a path or an explanation, or how did you do that, or how did you get to the engine to do that, and how do you do it, and blah 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 blah. So yeah, kind of hard to find info on a few things, but definitely if I have any guys down below with a Pontiac 350 who is trying to do the same thing as I'm doing with getting some RPMs out of this, you know, old slow donkey right here, then let me know down below, because that would be really awesome. And hopefully it's not gonna be too long till we're gonna start tearing into the engine. I think that's gonna be some really fun videos. I have a really great idea for like the engine videos planned out, so they don't get too boring with me just standing there with a piston and like, yeah, then we're gonna install this piston, then this piston, then this piston. That's 8 fucking pistons. Come on, boy, get on. You know, I have a pretty damn I have a pretty damn good idea about like video ideas. Now the engine, I want to talk about the engine real quick. So what I'm gonna do, this is like finally I'm actually getting a plan on the engine. Like the whole time I've been sick, that gave me a lot of time to research the internet and stuff. Plus we had Christmas vacation and stuff, so you know, a lot of time. So the plan for this pontiac 350 4-barrel is try to get some high-end power out of it. And I know everyone gonna comment now, all the pontiac people, but pontiac engines are torque monsters, you can't get high RPM. I know, but that's a challenge for me then. Anyway, everyone says you can't get RPM out of these engines, so I want to get RPMs out of these engines. I mean, I read about pontiac engines like get revs to like 8,000 easily and stuff, you know, and that's not a cheap build. I know it's a lot more expensive to do a high RPM build, because there's a lot more stress to the engine, a lot more like parts and stuff you have to make sure it's like perfect, you know, because when you're working with that high RPM, a lot of things can go wrong real quick. But the plan right here is we are gonna buy a cam kit, which means we're gonna get the new chain and 2 new gears right here, whatever. Then we're of course gonna get a new cam, because we want the lopey cam, you know, we want that rough idle, you feel me? And then in that kit, I'm pretty sure it also comes with retainers, springs, not quite sure about rockers, I'm not quite sure. I think that's in another package or whatever, that's a little bit more expensive, which I can't get because budget. And then I'm pretty sure we're also gonna go with a roller cam, or like roller lifters, if you will, not a straight up roller cam. It's gonna be a hydraulic flat tabbed roller, if you will. Then I don't know about the push rods yet, because I remember over here on the driver's side, I'm pretty sure it was cylinder 2, which had like one of the push rods. You can like kind of push it a little bit, like there was a little bit of play in it. That's not a good thing. Definitely not if we're going for you know, high RPMs. So that's probably what's gonna happen. Some stiffer springs maybe and stuff like that for more RPM. And then I'm gonna have to ask you guys about a few things probably down the line. Can the crank take the RPMs? Can the block take the RPMs? Because I know that the 350 and the 400 block, I think, I'm not quite sure, maybe it's only the 350 block, is not as strong as the other blocks, because there's like something with the lifter valley or whatever, I don't know, I'm not quite sure. Then the intake manifold, this one actually doesn't really like, you know, need any work. It's a perfect intake manifold, other than being dirty. But your boy been thinking about going with a single plane intake. Now I know a lot of people are gonna be like, but you're gonna use this in the street and stuff, and you're not even going like upwards like 6,000 to 7,000 RPM or whatever. But for all the info I can find on the internet and stuff like that, again, I'm new to this, so maybe I've been reading the wrong place. A single plane intake is the way to go if you're like race car, you know, if you're laying up in the higher RPMs all the time. Now if you want quick throttle response from low RPM, you want a dual plane or whatever like this. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right? Because you have your engine pulse or whatever, like not sharing the same channels and stuff like that. And this intake is really low too, actually, by the way. Like the runners or whatever are pretty much like down here. This is where the runners are, like in this height or whatever. It doesn't have a lot of rise to it. Not that I really need or want that, but you know, we are going shaker hood at some point, so we maybe would like a tall intake or whatever. Now that's just like a base plan or whatever. So basically a cam kit with the gear and chain, you know, push rod rollers and some springs, because one of the springs is actually broken, I think, on cylinder 2. Like the exhaust valve is not totally closing. And then maybe when we start disassembling the engine, we're gonna find more stuff we're gonna need, and then, you know, we might take another path, because then maybe we'd be like, the crank is damaged, the pistons are damaged. Well then just let's start by building the bottom end, I guess, right? Like build a strong engine and then something else. But the thing is I don't really want to like bet all my money in this engine. First of all, it's an old engine and it's not the strongest block. So down the line the plan would be to get Butler Performance to build a great engine. that can take a beating with a lot of RPMs. So that's kind of what I'm looking for this engine, is just moving the power curve up a little bit in the high end, because it's just more fun, more cool, if you ask me, to have a high rev in a V8 instead of like a V8 that maybe like redlines at 4,000 and is supercharged, and I don't know. That's not cool to me. We're going NASCAR style over here, filming. So that's like a little small plan. That was a lot of rambling. I have one last quick question for my my F body boys. These mounts right here, these body frame mounts right here, this one is the same as underneath, right? As you might know, if you have an F body or whatever, like the whole mount in here can move. Now, all 4 mounts can move like this. Now the question I just have is, are you supposed to align this in some kind of way? I totally forgot this, and I just like, I don't know, got the thought here the other day that like, should I have checked the alignment of the frame when I took it off or something? I don't know, just let me know, because in my head, when you bolt this up, the frame can sit in different places now, or at least if all the frame can move. Is it supposed to be like this? I don't know. Let me know down below, because I'm pretty curious. It's pretty much it can move. Here in the winter time, I'm so sad that my daily driver is a front wheel drive car. It's so boring. I really miss the Firebird. It was so much fun in the snow. But yeah, we'll have that next year. See you later, guys.